welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, I would like to say welcome and thanks for joining. And if you already are a subscriber and you're watching this video, even if it doesn't relate to you, I just want to say welcome back and thanks for joining. I have my notes here, my composition notebook, because I am currently pregnant right now, shooting this video, and there is such thing called pregnancy brain. I don't want to miss out anything, so I will be looking down at my notes, so please excuse me for that. There are 3 trimesters during the stages of from the time the sperm hits the egg to the baby comes out, and everybody says it, which is so true. The first trimester is the roughest. It is the roughest trimester. It is rough. I mean, I'm not in my 3rd trimester yet, and people say that one is rough too. Like, you're just like saying, get the baby out, like, I want the baby out, like, it's time to go. But I'm just letting you know right now, while I'm in my 2nd trimester, I will tell you the 1st trimester is rough. Now, mine wasn't terrible. It wasn't that bad. Like, you know, I thank God that I didn't have like certain symptoms that other people had. Like, for example, vomiting like every single day. That didn't happen to me. I was nauseous, but I wasn't vomiting every single day. I even had a friend who was telling me she literally, while she was driving, she had to pull on the side of the road like so many times just to vomit on the side of the road because she couldn't keep anything down. I also had one friend who told me she kept vomiting the same time every day. So it would be like morning the same time and before she'd go to bed at the same time. She couldn't keep anything down. The smells, it was just too much for her. So I'll tell you what my 1st trimester symptoms were. So my first one was nausea. Nausea was a killer. Like, the smell of things would be so nauseous, and even it would make me feel a little dizzy. I would feel a little dizzy. I would think that I was gonna throw up, but I just never got to that stage of vomiting. I only vomited twice during my 1st trimester up until now, which I thank God. So the first time I did vomit was because I was drinking water too fast, and then the second time I vomited, it was like after a long 12-hour shift that was like super busy, and I was just tired and I was having a headache, but I thought my headache was from me possibly not eating. But whatever I was eating, the baby didn't like it. And as soon as I took like the first couple of bites, it was over. It was a wrap. Baby's like, nope, don't like it. Bye. So, but I had a lot of nausea, but how I controlled my nausea for me was that I had these Jamaican GingerSnaps. Like, I got it from the international store, but it was like specifically, I guess, like a Jamaican candy. And that candy was like, the ginger like really helped me. Like, it was spicy, the smell of it helped me with the nausea. So as soon as I started feeling nauseous, especially at work or when I was out, I'll just pop one in and I'll be good, and just drinking water and I'll be fine. Ginger ale I feel like is misleading, because ginger ale is good, they say. However, I feel like I have more soda than ginger. Like, it's more sweet than really giving me like, it defeats the purpose. It's like I'm drinking Sprite or something. It didn't really work for me. So I just had ginger candies. Another one that was really helpful for me was Pringles. So my sister-in-law, she told me like, oh, you know, get some Pringles. I don't know which one she would eat, but for me, all I needed was the regular potato crisp Pringles. That would help me out. I'd bought like the little single ones, and that helped me like when I felt nauseous. So I'll just have that in my bag, take some Pringles, I'll snack on it a little bit, drink some water, and then that will help me. Also, bland foods. I would have to eat bland foods like mashed potatoes, nothing with salt or like seasoning, like bland foods like pastas. Like I was craving a lot of pastas. I wasn't craving any like meat, especially chicken. I didn't like chicken. The only meat that I really would eat is like goat meat. I'm Nigerian, what do you expect? I would eat a lot of goat meat. I would eat lamb, beef, but not too much of it. I would eat more so like pastas and like bland mashed potatoes and veggies. And my husband was like, what are you eating? Because I remember one day, like I had like pasta, made like spaghetti pasta, and I was just eating the pasta. Like I didn't have no sauce or anything. Like it was just dry and I was just eating it, and that just, I don't know, I was just craving that. So that was helping me with my nausea. Another thing that I was having, which I'm still having, and I'm like, how do I have it so soon? You know, they always say this like tale that, you know, if you have heartburn, your baby's gonna have a lot of hair, which we'll see. But I started having heartburn like in my first trimester, and I could not like deal with it. Like I didn't want to take any medications at that time because I was like really skeptical and searching a lot of stuff online, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I wanted. So I was drinking a lot of milk, but then I found out that milk doesn't really help if you drink too much of it. So I was still having heartburn, and it was just so much, and it was just really, really irritating, like all through my throat and my chest and everything. It was just too much. So then I started taking Tums, and then the Tums helped. So that also was one of the signs that the symptoms that I was having in my first trimester. Morning sickness, like I said, it wasn't too bad. I was definitely having heartburn. Triggered smells, like the smells, ooh, especially when I was at work. Ooh. Oh my gosh, the smells were just too much. Like, even I couldn't even make any food like Nigerian. I couldn't make any Nigerian food. Like, my husband, I felt so bad. He didn't really mind. He was really patient, which I love. But like jollof rice, stews, all that stuff, like the smell would make me so nauseous, and it would give me heartburn both at the same time. So I couldn't even make it. So we would just order from this like local Nigerian restaurant, like for the week, like what he would eat, and then I'd have my own foods, and then we'll be good to go. So triggered smells was another one. And another one, increased vaginal discharge. That's a thing, y'all. That's a thing. It's normal. They said it's normal. As long as it's not, you know, funky, or like it's not yellow discharge, I believe they were saying. They said it was normal. So if you start having like increased vaginal discharge, it happens in your first trimester and throughout your pregnancy. So, but that's all that I was experiencing. Other symptoms that other friends can experience, and also what I was reading up on that you can experience, is constipation. Actually, I started to at first, but then I was eating foods that had a lot of high fiber in it, and my oatmeal, I bought a specific oatmeal that was high in fiber. So like as soon as I eat the oatmeal, like I'll be good to go. So if you are experiencing constipation in the first trimester, try to eat foods that are high in fiber so that you can, you know, release, because it's uncomfortable. Regardless if the baby's not that big yet, but still it's really uncomfortable to be constipated. Another one is mood swings. I think I had mood swings throughout my first trimester, and even now sometimes it just happens. Your hormones are like haywire, so of course you're gonna have some mood swings. So it's expected, honey. It's okay, you know, as long as you don't overdo it. You know, tell your husband or your significant other, it's okay, you know, I'm having a mood swing, it's fine, I'll be all right. So those are the symptoms that you can have. Oh, fatigue. I almost forgot this one. See, that's why I need this notebook, because I almost forgot. Fatigue. So I was like, during my first trimester, I was working full-time, in school full-time, teaching clinicals part-time, and doing my CPR business. And that was really hard, but I made it through. Like, I powered through. But it was hard because I was always so tired. Like, I would sleep so much. Especially like during my first trimester with my students eventually figured out that I was pregnant because I would be so like fatigued. Like, I would just look tired, and I would just like, when they're doing presentations and things like that, like I would be there, but I was just like, okay guys, like, let's kind of hurry it up a little bit, because I think we had a long day, even though it was like 8 hours, but I was like, I think we had a long day. So they kind of figured it. They were happy, but they kind of figured it out. And also because they saw me eating the GingerSnaps, and I was talking about Tums, and then they noticed that I was craving certain foods in the cafeteria. Like, I would bring lunch. That's another thing. Like, I would bring lunch during the days that I was teaching, but then I would eat the cafeteria food because my food had to be fresh. And they noticed that. Some of them already had children, so they noticed that. And another thing too, like, we would be in a room helping change a patient or something, and I would help them, but then I would let them take over, and I would have to step back. Or I'll be like, oh, let me step out the room for a moment. Or I'll go grab more supplies, even though I just couldn't handle the smell. And then I'll come back. So they kind of figured it out, which was really cute. But either way, fatigue is a real deal. You'll be sleepy. You'll want to take naps. Your body is growing a human being. So, give yourself some slack. Like I said, your body is building. Like, your body, God gave you this body. He gave you your body. This that we have, women, is the real deal, and we need the patience. You're really breeding another human being. Like, it's such a beautiful thing. At the same time, you got to give yourself some slack. So if you're taking naps more than normal, which I was taking more than normal, and I was beating myself up about it because I was like, I have so much to do. It's okay. I just want to let you know, sis, it's okay. Take your naps. Let your body rest. You are building another human being in your body. It's okay. Okay? So that's that. Another thing too is, like, the first trimester, you're most likely not gonna look pregnant, but you're gonna feel it, and like, you're gonna be having these moments of like fatigue and everything. Like, you don't have to tell anyone, because I didn't really tell anyone as soon as I was in my first trimester, because the first trimester is really critical. You don't really want to share that news until like your 14th week of pregnancy. But you won't look it, but you would definitely feel it. So that's the only like thing about it, is like, you feel like, you kind of feel like crap, and people are wondering what's going on. Like, you're not moving around as usual. You're not as like, as usual, like quick and stuff as usual. You know why you're not, but you're not going to tell anybody why you're not, and you're not showing why you're not. So, that's just one thing that you need to know, is you might not look pregnant, but you definitely will feel it in your first trimester. Another thing is, you will definitely be gassy. Yes, gassy. I kind of felt bad for my husband, but a little gassy. You will be tired, which I already talked about, fatigue, and you'll be bloated. Like, the bloatiness, it just was so uncomfortable. You'll be bloated, but it's okay. That's something that you may experience in your first trimester. It's a beautiful thing, I tell you. It's a beautiful thing. And another thing is, when you're taking, when you first find out that you're pregnant, start taking your prenatal vitamins right away if you're not already preparing. I will share the prenatal vitamins that I used in a link below. I use the Nature Made. I believe it's the Nature Made. It's in a yellow bottle. Those prenatal vitamins there are really good. Highly suggested. No, highly recommended. So I will post the link where you can buy it on Amazon below, so you can actually see what the prenatal that I'm talking about. And also, once you find out that you're pregnant, talk to your OBGYN or make sure you find an OBGYN. Another thing too is that, when you find out that you're pregnant, you're like, oh my gosh, they'll want to see me right away and everything. Like, they don't schedule an appointment. You can be like maybe 2 weeks pregnant. They won't schedule an appointment until like you're 8 weeks or 8 to 10 weeks pregnant. I don't know why they do that. I actually forgot the rationale behind that, but I just want to let you know, if you're like 3 weeks pregnant, sis, definitely let them know. But don't think that they're just gonna be like, oh, come in so we can see you. Like, no, they're gonna tell you, okay, we'll schedule your appointment 8 to 10 weeks, and we'll see you then. And then they'll do like, some tests, talk to you, discuss your plans with you and your partner, things like that. But definitely, as soon as you find out you're pregnant, consult your OBGYN or find an OBGYN, a local OBGYN that you can go to so that they can help you through your process. So that is that. Also, another thing, see, that's why I love these notes, because the notes be helping the sister out, like, for real. So eat right and work out. So eating right, you will have your cravings, but the doctor did say, like, just because you have cravings don't mean that you binge and just do whatever you want to do. It's not like that. Like, you really have to eat right. You don't want to have any complications like gestational diabetes or preeclampsia or things like that. So you have to like kind of eat right. My plate, eat a good amount of vegetables, good amount of fruits, your grains, your protein, your fats, things like that. Just portion everything out. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the best. I try to eat healthy, but there's sometimes I crave and get a burger, and I don't really eat burgers, but I really had some burgers this pregnancy. But I learned that I need to not be eating that. So definitely have a good diet and work out too. So I was working out definitely my first trimester. Second trimester, I did kind of slow down this because I just didn't like going to the gym with COVID and everything. And some people weren't being really clean. And I just wanted to be safe. So the good thing is, me and my husband started opening a gym. We were building our gym in the house, and I do like some workouts here and there, and I have started going back to the gym, but I definitely want to kick things back up and go hard like I was before. I mean, I'm not going to go as super hard, but I do want to make sure I maintain and not continuously gain weight. Also, they will tell you that at least work out 30 minutes a day, cardio, workout, things like that. So just be mindful. But your OBGYN is going to provide you with all the information. But I just want to share you the first trimester signs and symptoms and things that you will expect in your first trimester of pregnancy. So thank you for tuning in to this video, a part of the pregnancy series. Once again, if this was your first time, thank you for joining, and definitely subscribe, like, and comment below. If you're pregnant and you're watching this video, tell me what you experienced your first trimester, if you're in your first trimester, or what you did experience before in your first trimester, things like that. And share this with your friends. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I don't think I missed anything, so I'm happy about that. Thumbs up to that, and thumbs up, like the video. But yeah, so thank you for joining. I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be second trimester number dos, which I'm in right now. We'll talk about the signs I mean, the symptoms that I'm having now, the changes with the body, things like that, and what you can expect as well. Alrighty, so again, if you're pregnant, don't forget to consult an OBGYN. And I already provided all the stuff, so I don't need to repeat it. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.